Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. So, today, we're back in the flight simulator again. I'm going to be showing you what it's like to do like a rejected takeoff. With an engine fire on takeoff. And it's not going to be it's probably not going to be an extinguishable engine fire, but we're going to have to see about that. So first off, rejected takeoffs are something that do happen, and they happen for a variety of reasons. So, of course, engine fires are one of them. Tire failures, they can be another one. Electrical failures, or even some abnormal indications. Can also be just for rejected takeoff. And the takeoff phase is split into sort of like, so the low speed regime and the high speed regime. So in the low speed regime, which is from zero to from like when the plane's sitting still to like around 100 knots of airspeed, we reject the takeoff for any abnormal indications, whether it be small or big. And then in the high speed regime, after 100 knots, pilots are trained to be goal-minded, right? The reasoning is that if it's like, even a minor issue, right? If a minor issue comes up, then it's simply safer to get into the air and just resolve the problem from there. But of course, if you have any engine fires or major failures, then of course you have to reject the takeoff. So from 100 knots, the high speed regime is from 100 knots to the V1 speed. So V1 is decision speed. By V1, you should already be applying the brakes, right? It's not like V1. There's a false conception that V1 is the speed at which you can still make a decision to reject the takeoff. But actually it's not, And of course, like V1 is part of like the sort of like the V speeds, so the speeds at which like they're very critical for takeoff. And if you want a separate video on that, do let me know in the comments. But yeah, as a rule of thumb, you should be rejecting the takeoff. So by V1, after V1, you're committed to takeoff. Unless there's a major sort of aircraft malfunction that renders flying, the ability of the airplane to fly, impossible. Which in that case you can definitely reject the takeoff. But unless that happens, which is very rare, you should continue to take off, get in the air, and then resolve the problem and come back in and land. So yeah. To initiate rejected takeoff, so what you're going to be doing is so these steps are very critical. So you do them in order. So close the thrust levers, raise the speed brakes, and then apply reverse thrust. And if you're using auto brakes, like I am going to be doing, then obviously verify that the auto brakes are engaged, or apply maximum manual braking if it does it. So you can verify the auto brakes are working by looking at the airspeed indicator. If there's an arrow that's pointing down, it means auto brakes are working. If not, step on the brakes manually. And if you're using manual braking, just keep steady pressure on the pedals, right? Press the pedals all the way to the floor and hold them there until you're certain that the airplane will stop. Of course, if you want to use manual brakes for ejected takeoff, so then you apply the brakes and then close the thrust levers and then raise the speed brake. But in this case, as soon as we go into reverse, as soon as the thrust levers are in idle, the spoilers, the speed brakes, they will come up, and those are just in case you want to know, speed brakes are devices on the wing that pop up on top of the wing to kind of like push it down to the ground, making the brakes effective, making the brakes more effective. And the reverse thrust is sort of like an extra thing, the extra tool to like help slow the airplane down by sort of redirecting the air forwards, right, as it comes through the engine. And yeah. Alright then. So, with that out of the way, we can go ahead and take off. So, let's get... I'm going to get sort of passengers. So, alright, cabin crew prepare takeoff. So, before takeoff checklist, let's do that real quick. So, flight controls checked, flight instruments checked, briefing confirmed, flap setting configuration. 1 and FMA takeoff data. So view 1 is 149 VR 149 V2 152, flex temperature 36, and yeah, transponder set, ECAM takeoff no blue, cabin secure for takeoff, engine mode selector as required, TCAS TRA packs as required. Before takeoff check is completed. Yeah. Okay. Then I'll go into the failures menu. I will okay. Then so ready for takeoff? Ready. Okay. Parking brakes off. I'll just spool it up. %. Okay, stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Takeoff. Men flex 36, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. It's per standard callouts. Speed alive, indications normal. That's checked. Thrust set. 100 knots. Cross check. Alright. Engine 1 fire. Reject. Speed brakes up. Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. Mayday. 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 This is Welling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Engine fire. Stopping on the runway. Attention crew at stations. Crew at stations. Alright, what do we got here? Looks like the engine 1 fire. Come out of reverse. Alright, so ECAM actions. Engine master 1. Confirm master 1. Off. Engine fire. Push button. Confirm number 1. Confirmed. Because we got a fire light over here. Pushed. Agent 1. Discharge. Agent 2. Discharge. Alright, let's wait for 30 seconds. See if the fire is going to be extinguished. Or... 30 seconds are up. Doesn't seem like the engine's extinguishing. Yeah, so we still got a fire here. That's indicated below the master button. We got engine fire on the ECAM. And then we got fire light here on the fire push button. Okay, let's evacuate then. Looks like we're going to have to evacuate. So, engine master 2, off. And emergency evacuation checklist. Engine master 2 off. Emergency evacuation checklist. Aircraft. Alright, emergency evacuation checklist. We can find that over. Alright, aircraft parking brake. On. ATC. Notify. Tower, this is Welling 1, 2, 3, 4. We have uncontrollable engine fire. We are evacuating onto the runway. I repeat, we are evacuating onto the runway. Cabin crew. Alert. Alerted. Differential pressure. And cabin pressure has been used. Check 0. So, still haven't gone up. So, like, I think we're good. Just to confirm, I can connect the APU right now. Okay. Engine master is all off. Fire push buttons. Push. Agents. As required. We don't need them. Okay. Evacuation required. Evacuation required. Evacuation initiate. You know what? Okay. Time to push this. The evacuation command. This is an emergency. This is the captain. This is an emergency. Evacuate, evacuate, evacuate. Use all available exits, please. Undo your seatbelts and get out, please. Okay. Okay. Everyone's evacuated. I think we're all good. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it very interesting. And if you liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell so that way you don't miss out on upcoming videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and stay safe. Goodbye.